Hi, my friends of local AI. Today I want to show you something special. Um, I did a lot of work of optimizing vibe coding on the local platforms, and yeah, we get really far. Um, I guess to be true, this video will be boring for people who just want to spin up local AI. If you're really interested, if you are a nerd, you're welcome. This would be longer. Maybe my workstation will crash, but you will see leading edge technology. Um, we will try to beat the API Anthropic, uh, not token wise, but doing the job wise limits. So I show you what I mean. So what I spent is patching Bolt.diy and our lovely Oobabooga to work better together. And yeah, you see here, I patched all the connectors for the API to come to over 200,000 CTX context size. And as you can see here, um, we go here to 128,000 tokens, which is really heavy workload on the machine. But what I found out is that my local machine was always uh, not half used, and this I really thought about why is it, and I found out well they all use these old API. I can show you if you want um, in especially the guys at Bolt.diy. I don't know why they don't patch it if they are too lazy or what else. It's really dot server here is really interesting stuff like constants. And you see the export tokens. And here, this was, I think, 8,100, which is why on a local system? Why fucking should you limit on a local system or to Olama? Olama had a limit, but they lifted, so you can also run Olama with much higher token. They all don't do it. I don't know why. Maybe they don't get the idea, but yeah. So we did all this, and let's spin up. Um, let's spin up Uber and just reload. So parameters, yeah, let's go here to full size. It does not work with every model. Also the CTX size, especially if you have vision models, there is something with Llama CCP. I have to warn you, you have to limit the context size drastically. Even if you could theoretically use the full context size, Llama CCP does this count in a very strange way. So what we do today is we take a highly specialized encoder and we do this with speculative decoding. So yeah, we do all the good stuff today. You see here, we have here the encoder model, and this one is trained uh, by the bigger one. So it's a encoder 30 billion, which is trained with a 480 bit million and distilled, which is really good because it knows more about programming, so you don't have to go in detail. You will see this later. You say, well, build this app, and it knows how this app looks and it builds it. That's the interesting part of this intelligent models. It also can do thinking. That's another interesting thing. So you can do this, but I also found out the normal Gwen 330 million is also really good because we have two models. We have also here in speculative decoding, we have a specialized coder model. So it depends on what you want to do. Do should your main model be a coder model, or should it have more knowledge about special things? This is really, really important. And also, just to get a rough idea, yeah, run the full CTX size for the model. You need to, if you want to do vibe coding, saying one sentence and doing the whole code, you are limited because of the CTXs. All the companies, what they tell you about, we tested it out here. It's not about tokens per second. It's about context size and max new tokens. These are the key limits that your app is built in one go. And I will show you this. This is really this is because of marketing. They market it that you think it is like. No, it is not. CTX max new tokens. That's the thing, the key for this. So we are here on my lovely test system, and you see I put the Gwen coder in the 3060 with 12 GB. So it is not much hardware here. What you should do is limit the draft for your model. It just needs a few seconds to predict it. And if the prediction cannot predict it or the prediction is wrong, the big model takes over. So don't waste your VRAM here with big drafts. And also I limited this here to 30,000, which this model is capable of. But you can, even if you have problems with VRAM, you can go much more down in these values. I just do this that I deliver to the model the whole context size this can do because of error problems, and I don't want to run it in for testing. I do this for production. I would do this go much more. I think 8,000 tokens or something like this for quick predictions. So yeah, let's load the baby. And you see it is it loads, and then we will spin up at the same time. We will spin up Bolt.diy. This will also work with other programs, which one is a bit better is Quests.org, but they have no connections to the free Open API connection. So you can't just run it with Olama, and Olama is a pain in the ass. It's really slow. So we stay with our high-tech Oobabooga. Yeah, you see, it's loaded with the full context size and also with the full token size. And I patched also this. You cannot do this in the normal Oobabooga asyncs. You can just do 4,000 or 8,000 tokens. So, but we need 128,000 tokens to do such things. So yeah, let's go here. That's a bold DIY. And I'm I take this the stable version they offered on GitHub. So, and this is completely broken because they are too lazy to fix the stuff. They do the new next big thing instead of bringing the software to run. So, what you have to do, normally you shouldn't, but you have to run first, choose a model like .gs with white, we want to program, and you see it comes to an error. So what you have to do is do this manually for the model. So we go npm install white, which is our preview environment. This is a pity that they handle this package so bad. And we do npm run dev. So now you see we have the preview, and I have for science, I have these also Bolt has Space Invaders game, which takes a lot of intellect from a model. So it has to know how the model works and has to do it. And sometimes it functions, sometimes it doesn't in one go. So this is the sentence. Bolt, they really tell you about crazy things like for the context size, you need a context size optimization. No, you don't need it. Make it, get rid of this. This is really takes also, yeah, the prompt thing is like the old prompt is much better in some times. So you can do other prompts. I also have another prompt for this, but we stick with this now. So, and what is here is something like enhanced prompt, which is really good. But you just need this fucking thing because yeah, the model doesn't understand it. It doesn't have enough context that it cannot think on its own. So to get rid of this shit, take a big model, take a big CTX size, a lot of context size, and now you see we do go. And now it will start coding. And I hope. Yeah. And yes, we are not faster than Anthropic, but I'm pretty sure that this will end the the coding, and we will get something we can look at. And that's the beauty, even if you are a bit slower, if it works in one go and you are on your local system, speed is just more GPUs, yeah? It's just adding more GPUs to the rig. What is important is that the job is finished in one go without stucking in code, without asking back. This is nonsense. This is about what they want to tell you, how you have to work, because they have APIs which cannot deliver. Not They don't have the latency, they don't have the possibilities to run the data through in the right time. So yeah, let's see. Maybe we have a preview. Maybe we have to ask for a preview. And you see here, without any questions, we have a game. So this preview is sometimes really buggy. We go and do this in a I accused the model accidentally a lot of times that it's not working, but it's just with the aqua. Look, we cannot shoot, and we don't have sound. So let's fix this and make an easy command. Let the player shoot with space bar and go. And so with no interruption, it starts direct working. Especially with what what is a good thing for this is the speculative decoding, which speeds this up a lot, even with this cheap 3060. And to be true, Bolt, the guys at Bolt, they said this already that their program runs fine, and that is normally API problems. that the models are not clever enough the people use. And I have to say, in this point, they are right. But guys, you have to fix your software. But at this point, they are completely right. If you open the API, you see the software runs really fine, and I have to give them really credit for this. Um, but this is not the real world. The real world is you install it like in their like it's told you on GitHub, and it will crash on every attempt, even with an API that's not doing the job. You need this, yeah. So you see, just see if it finishes the job like it should be, and it take yeah, perhaps you see it takes a lot of tokens, yeah, that to do this. So yeah, go preview. Let's let's see. Yeah, I can shoot, and maybe I also can move. I have a bit. Yeah. So sorry, guys. The recording was interrupted. I guess there is a lot of things going on the PCI Express bus, so it get interrupted. So we were about that we can shoot and we want to have sound, I guess. So let's say add arcade retro sound, and let's go. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. It's really because it's a browser application and it really depends what the model takes, which way it takes, and yeah, we have to see. And maybe it can fix it, sometimes it cannot fix it. It's in the limits. You have to give it a hint, but I don't want to give hints. I want the shit to run and code the software like wipe coding should do. Well, if you ask, can I get this? No, you cannot get this. I triggered the guys at Oobabooga to open the API. Maybe I just make a commit to the GitHub. This is not rocket science. Also, the bold part is not rocket science. But what I can't give you is the uh, prompt for the Gwen code, I think. That somebody from Alibaba gives me a real inside view of how the model works, that I have the best prompt. Maybe I can rewrite it, but there are some things in the prompt written in the prompt which I cannot give to anybody. But this was important. So now we see we have a sound, but let's see. We have sound. Yeah, also for shooting. Let's get rid of this. So you see, this is how it works. If you have enough context size, if you have um, enough max tokens, you can do the job on a local rig. So try this with your API provider, and I'm pretty sure that will not work. So API providing is a joke. In the concept, this is what I want to show you. It is nonsense. You have to run this locally or at least at a VM in the cloud, which has direct access to the GPUs. You need the context size and you need the low latency that the model can answer. You see, I'm just on an old Tai Chi motherboard with old hardware, with my test hardware, and it runs. So imagine you would take this spin this up on 4H100 and you do speculative decoding, you will really destroy Anthropic and all these guys with their API they want to try to sell you. This is the way is nonsense. This is the way to go in the cloud, spin up low latency to the GPUs, and this is this is the only way to go. And yeah, that's what I want to show you. Um, so my friends, I guess this is it for today. Um, if you have questions or you want to know something, um, just comment under my videos or just go in contact on Reddit. Um, the next video I will do something completely another direction. I managed to run OpenWebUI with Kokoroko GS running in the browser, which is really the pain in the ass. And maybe I share this with you. This is more for the people who are really interested in talking to an LLM in real time. And well, this will be also great fun. So bye and have a good time.